Okay, hello guys. Happy Malaysia Day. Right, yes, Junior, hello. Good evening. So, wow, there's only five today. Seriously. Okay, guys, welcome back from our holiday. This is our September week 2. All right, so I hope you spend your holiday well. And thanks for coming, even though it's a holiday. Right, so guys, we are entering a new chapter today, this is actually your August notes. I'm sure you have it. Okay, it's together with your revision notes that we been through last few weeks. I think, the Form 2 revision notes is together attached with this chapter 8. Okay, so let's begin, shall we? Let's begin, shall we? So I can see that there will be less people today because of the holiday. Anyway, so 8.1, let's look at force today. I should have started, yes, new chapter. I should have started this like last week, but since it's like holiday last week, so I decided, we do it after the holidays. All right, so shall we? Let's look at 8.1. Guys, this will be a boring chapter, This will be a boring chapter, Okay, I know, okay, I can't help it. In fact, you have learned some of it in RBT already. You remember what is this? Do you know what is this? This is RBT. If I'm not mistaken, right? Your liver, what is fulcrum? What is your load or beban? What is your effort or dia? All right, you learned this, right? Anyway, so we have done done this thing before already. Anyway, let's go to 8.1. Let's go to force. Okay, so what is force? What is force? Force is when you exert a force. So a force is a push or a pull. Okay, when you push something, that's a force. When you pull something, that's a force. Okay, I know, very, very boring, very stupid, I know. All right, anyway, so we have a few types of forces here. We have a few types of force here. So we have the first one, gravitational force. Okay, gravitational force. This is called dire gravity. Okay, dire gravity. So this is the force that the Earth is pulling on you. Right? So force that points towards the center of the Earth. This force causes all objects that are thrown up to fall back to Earth. So everything that pulls you down. That's your gravitational force, like this. Okay. So anyway, let's go to the next one. Let's talk about weight first. Okay, I want to talk about this weight first. So what is weight, guys? What is weight? Weight and gravitational force, they are actually the same. Okay, they're actually the same. Oh, first of all, before I begin, we measure force using Newton. All right, the unit of force is Newton. So we measure Newton, force with Newton, and of course, gravitational force and weight is the same. All right, what does it mean? What does it mean? Okay, let me talk about this first. 1 kg is 10 Newton. 1 kg is 10 Newton. That means, let's take me for example. Let's take me for example. I'm 75 kg. All right, I'm 75 kg. That means my weight is 750 Newton. All right, my weight is 750 Newton. Just a moment. Yes, Kayleen, hello. Good evening. Yay, we have one more joining us today. Oh, hey, Shijian, I didn't see you there. How are you? How's your holiday? All right, so yay, we have 6 today. More to come, I hope. All right, hello. Anyway, so we are in chapter 8, We're in chapter 8, which is our new chapter here. Okay, you have this is your August note actually. All right, so anyway, this is my weight. As I said just now, 1 kg is 10 Newton. So if I'm 75 kg, I'm 750 Newton. This is my weight. Okay, this is my weight. That means the Earth, right? I'm staying on Earth right now, right? So the Earth is pulling me with 750 gravitational force. So if you ask, sir, then this 750, right, is it weight of gravitational force? You can say it's both. I can say that 750 is the gravitational force pulling on me. I can also say the 750 is the weight of me. It's the same. All right, same thing, same thing. So what is normal force? Okay, let's talk about this normal force. All right, this is called dire normal. In BM, it's even the same thing. So what is normal force? Normal force is usually the opposite of weight. Okay, what do I mean? Let's say I'm standing at the ground, right? Let's say I'm standing at the ground, right? I'm pushing 750 to the ground, right? The ground, funny enough, it will push me back with 750. Okay, it will push me back with 750. You might say, why, lesser? Because if the ground doesn't do so, I will sink into the ground, right? If I push with 750 and the ground doesn't push me back, I will sink into the ground. All right, this concept is what we call Newton's third law. Newton's third law. What does Newton's third law say? Newton's third law states that for every action force, okay, there is a reaction force of the same magnitude but opposite direction. Okay, what does it mean? When I'm pressing down, right, this is my weight. To counter back the weight, this is called normal force. We call it the reaction force. Yes, hello, Shijian. Are you okay? Are you okay? I thought you fell asleep. So this is the action force. This is the reaction force. Okay, very easy. Imagine you punching a wall. Okay, imagine you punch a wall. So what's gonna happen? When you punch a wall, right, your hand is gonna hurt, right? Because if you use 20 Newton and punch a wall, the wall will push you back with 20. This is a given. This is Newton's third law. Okay, Feng Yao, is your internet okay? You got disconnected. All right, so let me repeat again. So if I punch the wall will punch me back with 20. So this is what we call action, reaction. Action, reaction. So this is what we call Newton's third law. Action, reaction. Okay, that's nice. Whose merch did you spend on? Okay, anyway, so this is your action, reaction. So action force is the weight. Reaction force is the normal. Okay, reaction force is the normal. So this is the thing am I missing anything? No. So this is your normal force. Okay, normal force is the force that's pushing on you. All right, so it's a force produced when an object is in contact with a surface. When you touch something, they will give you the reaction. They will give you the normal force. Okay, that's nice. That's nice. I mean, I don't really follow them, but I know who they are. Okay, I mean, I'm too old to follow new bands lah. Anyway, so next, buoyant force. What is buoyant force? This is the floating force. In BM, we call it daya apongan. When you jump into water, right, this is the force that makes you float. Even though you don't float, you still fall down slowly, right? You see, when you fall in air, you fall very quickly. But when you fall into water, you slow down. Why? Because there's a buoyant force that's pushing on you. This is the force that makes ships float. Okay, why do ships float on water? Because of the buoyant force. So that's your buoyant force. Anyway, next, what is frictional force? I think you know this lah. Daya geseran. When you are rubbing two surfaces together, that is your frictional force. Okay, friction. You know friction? That's frictional force. It will always go opposite of your motion. That means if you're going forward, friction will be going backwards. And the other way around. Okay, if you're going backwards, then your friction is going forward. Okay, so the next one, the last one, which is elastic force. As the name says, elastic means you do it in elastic. Guys, in BM, it's called elastic, not kenyal. There's a typo in translation here. It's called elastic, not kenyal. So please change it if you're in BM. So elastic force is the force I use to stretch my rubber band. If I use rubber band and shoot you, that's elastic force lah. Okay, so that's why you feel pain. Okay. Anyway, guys. Anyway, so these are our forces. I hope you can understand here. Yes, Keshav, hello. Good evening. Yay, we have 8 today. All right, Keshav, how are you? How's your holiday? How's your Malaysia day? Okay, so we are in new chapter, huh? We are in the August note, chapter 8, which is force. All right, so I want you to pay attention to this normal force, guys. Weight and normal force, they always go hand in hand. They always go hand in hand. Oh, okay. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Keshav, as long as you're here. As long as you're here. All right, so let me repeat this. Let me repeat this for you, Keshav. So force, we measure it using Newton. Okay, using Newton. And 1 kg is 10 Newton. Okay, 1 kg is 10 Newton. And we have all these forces here. All these forces here. And then weight is the same as gravitational force. These two, they are the same. And normal force is the opposite. Okay, normal force is the opposite. So this is Newton's third law, guys. This is Newton's third law. Okay, Newton's third law, he said that for every action force, there will be a reaction force in opposite direction. All right, so okay, let me talk about this. You see, like I said just now, if you are pressing a force onto a table, that's your weight. The table will push you back with the same force but in opposite direction so that your book can stay here. Because you see, if let's say your book is 100 Newton, the table will push you back 100 Newton, right? So 100, 100, that means your book is not moving, right? It's like a tug of war. It's like a tug of war. If the left side pulls with 100 and the right side pulls with 100, the tali, the rope will stay in the middle, right? Because there's a balance of force. Same thing here. For this thing to stay, yes, ain't no one moving. Yes, for this thing to stay, it needs to be a balance of force. So if you push it with 100 down, the table will push it back with 100. So action reaction. So same thing here. If your object floats on water, right? If your weight pushes on the water will push you back. But in water, we don't call it normal force. We call it buoyant force. Okay. So the next thing, if you push a trolley away, you'll be pushed towards the opposite as well. Okay, guys, do you know what is like this? Recoil. Recoil. Any of you play any shooting game? Any of you play any shooting game? Guys, do you know what is recoil? What is recoil? Imagine this is the bullet. Bullet is going forward, right? Action force, right? The gun will go backwards. Yes, okay, the force that push you back, yes. So the faster your bullet flies forward, the stronger is the recoil. This is why for pistol, recoil is not to say weak, but it's weaker compared to other guns because the bullet is not as strong. But if you use like a sniper rifle, a very big sniper rifle, your recoil will be crazy because the bullet is going very quickly in front. There's a very big action force, so there will be a very big reaction force as well. So this is why, right? Most rifles they have all kinds of accessories. They have all these, the gun handle. You know the barrel of the gun. There's a tip there. The thing is to reduce the recoil because if you have recoil, right, your accuracy is going to be bad. You see? So this is like military engineering. So this is why when they design a gun, right, when they design a firearm, right, they have to consider the recoil. Are you able to handle it? So that's the recoil. Okay, guys, understand? So this is your action reaction force. This is what Newton said, right? Guys, fun fact. When did you know that Newton, he calculate? We know that he discovered gravity, right? Not only that, he calculated everything about gravity. He did this based on a dare. Okay, based on a dare. That means his friend dare him to do so. and he kind of called his bluff, and he did. Okay, and you know what's a crazier part? After he did all the calculation for gravity, right? He turned 26. That means he discovered everything before the age of 26. All right. So I'm 31 this year. I haven't discovered anything yet. Okay, but just to make you feel better lah, Newton died a virgin. Okay, Newton died a virgin. Okay, so the more you know, right? Okay, the more you know. You probably die a virgin. I mean, I'm sure you won't, yeah. I'm sure you won't. Okay, I'm sure you won't. Okay. Yes, teacher. Hello. Good evening. Good evening. Okay. How would you know? I just know lah. I just know. Okay. Unless you're like third world ugly lah. That's another thing lah. I'm sure you're not. Okay. How old was he? I don't know though. I'm not sure. Okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Okay. Shijian, are you joking? I'm married. What do you think? Okay. What the hell? Is this a kind of trick question? Okay. Anyway. So next, let's look at the effects of force. Let's look at the effects of force. Okay, if force has 5 effects, okay, so this is common sense. What will force do? Force will move a stationary object. What is stationary? Stationary means perguna, means not moving. Okay, it can move a stationary object. It can stop a moving object, which is the opposite. It can change the speed, change the direction, and change the shape. Yes, Zhijian, what's up? Yes, this is actually primary science. Yes, you just change the language. Oh shit, I did not, Shijian. I'm sorry. I did not. Okay, I'll check it out. Okay, I don't know when, but I will. Forgotten already, because I really seldom check Instagram. Maybe once every few days lah. Maybe next year. Maybe. I don't dare promise because no no choice lah, very busy. At the time I will. If I have the time I will. Okay, so guys, this is the effects of force. Got Huraya need to memorize. No need. This is just common sense, guys. This is just common sense. No need. Okay, what you need to know is this: normal and weight. Normal and weight. Weight is the force coming down. Normal is the force pushing you back up. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know. All right. So anyway, oh yeah. By the way, guys, let me tell you something. Can you see here? Force is a vector quantity. What does it mean by vector quantity? Vector quantity means it has magnitude and it has direction. What does it mean? Magnitude means the value. Direction means the direction. So you see, force is a vector quantity because it has magnitude and it has direction. Okay. Yes, I'm 31. What's up? All right. So guys, did you know who mentioned this? Did you watch Despicable Me 1? He said the exact same thing. He said the exact same thing at the evil bank, right? When Gru first met him, right? He said, "My name is Vector because I have magnitude and direction." He said that, okay? And I'm the only idiot laughing in the cinema lah, because nobody understands. Nobody understands. Okay, I understand because I teach physics. Okay, I'm the only one laughing there, guys. If you watch back those Disney or whatever movie lah, okay, if you watch it back, there are quite a lot of hidden jokes that you didn't use to understand. Okay, and there are sometimes sexual innuendos. You know what is sexual innuendos? That means sexual hidden jokes lah. It even appear in Disney movie. Okay, certain things that you don't understand, but when you watch it back, you're like, wait a minute, did you just mention it in a kid's show? Well, innocent minds don't see what's wrong, but we do. Okay, so there are some hidden like sexual jokes. You go watch, you will know. Okay, especially the old Disney movies like Mulan, Hercules, Lion King. there will be some hidden jokes, okay, and some really lame puns lah, okay. Anyway, let's move on. All right, so anyway, let's look at buoyant force, shall we? Okay, today let's talk about buoyant force lah. Okay, this is quite interesting, guys. Let's talk about buoyant force. Okay, so what is buoyant force? Buoyant force is the floating force. Okay, I will. Okay, I don't know, Shijian, I'm sorry to say that I don't find the connection to new groups already. Very hard to find connection. Like last time, I was very connected to 2 p.m., 2 a.m., Shiny, you know, my generation punya group, but now I just don't really see I don't really find the connection already. So I mean, it's not like old man. It's not like old man. I mean, at least younger than me, lah, right? Okay. No, lah, I didn't. Keshav, did you realize this? I didn't really post already. Very seldom already. I'm just too busy. Okay. Yeah, because I'm quite busy lah. Not that young. Okay. Debuted around 2015 is when I stopped already. Seriously. 2015 is like I stopped around there already. I mean, time to time I'll watch lah. So I don't know lah. I just find, let me talk about Korea later. Okay, later we come back. Okay. Anyway, so let's talk about buoyant force. Buoyant force is the floating force, right? Okay, this is what keeps your boat afloat. Right. Let me ask you something, guys. Let me ask you something. Let's say you fall in water, right? Let's say you fall into water. Do you sink or do you float? All right, good. You sink. Right? You see, I'm not that heavy. I'm 75 kg. So I'm 750 Newton. Okay, times 10 what? Okay, times 10. So I'm 750 Newton. So why will a cargo ship float? Okay, let me draw a cargo ship lah. Okay, this is a shitty ship. Okay, fine, whatever. Do you know what's a cargo ship? Do you know what's a cargo ship? Okay, guys, let me talk about this cargo ship. This thing is freaking crazy. Do you know that? Do you know that? Hey, the guillotine. Okay, the cargo ship. Okay, a cargo ship. Okay, have you buy anything from Taobao before, or any online stuff that you ship from overseas? Okay, so if you do, this is how they ship your stuff. Do you know what is this? You know how big this thing is? Okay, that one box is one container. You know what is a container? Okay, this is one container. This is one. You know the lorry you see on the road, that is one container. So how many is here? You count and see lah. You count and see lah. So how heavy is this thing? Okay, how heavy is this thing? Okay, let us ask Google. Let us ask Google. Cargo ship. Let's look at the weight. Oh wow, 200,000 ton. You know how much is a ton? You know how much is a ton? 1 ton is 1,000 kg. So 200,000 ton is 200 million kg. Okay, this is like 200 million kg. Okay, if you change it to Newton, that's 2 billion. 2 billion kg, 2 billion Newton. All right, so you see, let me ask you something. Why am I 750 Newton but I sink? Why is it cargo ship 2 billion Newton they float? Why? Yes, that's the buoyancy. Okay, I'm sure you learned this in Form 1. I'm sure you learned this in Form 1. Because human is denser than water. Remember? And then the cargo ship is less dense than water. All right, it's all about the density, right? That's the ketumpatan, lebih tumpat dan kurang tumpat. So today, let's learn a different concept. All right, so let's look at the box here. Let's look at the box here. There are two forces acting on the box, just like your table just now. You see the table here? The going down is weight, right? The going up is normal, right? Now it's the same thing. The going down force is called weight. The going up force is called buoyant force. The buoyant force. So Imagine this is a tug of war. You know what's tug of war? Imagine this is a tug of war. If your buoyant force is higher than weight, what happens? You will float. All right. If your buoyant force going up is bigger than weight going down, you will float. All right. If, second scenario, if your buoyant force and weight is the same, they get stuck in the middle. Where the buoyant force come from, I'll talk about that later. So if your weight is bigger than the buoyant force, you sink. All right, so why is it so? Okay, let's come back to here. Why will I sink? Because maybe my weight is 750, my buoyant force is only 200. So who is bigger? Who wins? This wins, right? The weight wins, right? So the weight wins, so I will go down. So I will go down. Whereas the cargo ship, right? Even though my downforce, my weight is 2 billion, my buoyant force is also 2 billion or bigger than 2 billion. That's why I still float. I don't care how heavy I am, as long as my buoyant force is larger than my weight, I will float. All right. So you might say, sir, then should I explain using density or buoyant force? You can explain with both. So let's say if I sink, right? Why? Because my weight is larger than the buoyant force. That is the first explanation. Or you can say, because I am denser than water. That is also accepted. So there are two ways to explain this thing. Okay, you guys can understand? So the boat is the same thing. Why does the boat float? Because the buoyant force is bigger than the weight. Or the density of the boat is less dense than the water. Kurang tumpat daripada air. So they float lah. Okay? Can I? So you might say, sir, how come this buoyant force so small? How come this buoyant force so big? This depends on the volume. This one you will learn it in physics next time. Next time when you go physics, you'll be studying in detail about this. Okay, let me ask you something, guys. Let me ask you something. Who is the first guy who discovered buoyant force? Anyone? Okay, it was actually 2000 something years ago. It's a Greek scientist, not Newton. It's a Greek scientist. Okay, hey, you know, we have a lot of Greek scientists. We have a lot of Greek mathematicians. You know, I was just talking to my other Form 2 the other day. You know who is Pythagoras? Okay, you know Pythagoras is a person, right? You know Pythagoras is a person, right? Oh wow, teacher, how do you know? How do you know? Okay, so Pythagoras is the fella who discovered this thing. What is this theory called? What is this? What is this theory called? Anyone, guys? Don't tell me you forgot this. This is basic maths. This is what we call, yes, Pythagoras theorem. Okay, Pythagoras theorem. Okay, so this is what he discovered. So who discovered buoyant force? Who discovered buoyant force? It is this guy. I'm sure you have heard of this. Archimedes. You know who is he? He is the fella who discovered buoyant force. Okay, he did that by taking a bath. Okay, he sits into a bath and the water came out, and this is how he came up with buoyant force. And this thing is what we call Archimedes principle. All right, Archimedes principle. He is very famous for shouting this. Eureka. Eureka. You know what's eureka? Eureka means you when you discovered something, you found out something. When you exclaim, that's what you say, eureka. It's like, oh, yes, got it. So that's eureka. Okay, so that's Archimedes for you lah. Right? He was a scientist about 2000 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. Archimedes was, when was it? Is it mentioned here? Oh, 200 something BC. That means 2,200 something years ago lah. Awesome. All right. Anyway, so this is what Archimedes said. So Archimedes said that as long as your buoyant force is big enough, bigger than your weight, you will still float, no matter how heavy you are. But if your buoyant force is not big enough, no matter how small you are, even though you are a stone, you will still sink. Right? Can you understand this? Guys, can you understand this? Easy, huh? This is really easy concept. Okay, so guys, let's look at buoyant force. There's a formula to calculate this, which is your actual weight minus your apparent weight. Berat sebenar minus your berat ketara. Okay, what is your actual weight? Actual weight is the real weight lah. Apparent weight is the fake weight. What do I mean? Let's say I weigh my stone, right? Okay, by the way, this is a spring balance. I weigh my stone, right? Let's say my stone, the real weight is 5 Newton. Yeah, this is the real weight. And then when I put it in water, right? This thing becomes 4. Okay, so this thing becomes 4. There's 1 Newton missing. So according to this formula, actual minus apparent, so 5 minus 4, you get 1 Newton. Okay, 1 Newton. So this is your buoyant force lah. The 1 Newton is your buoyant force, because you see 5 going down, now I push it back with 1, so now I have 4 left. You get what I mean, guys? You get what I mean? So this is the stone, right? 5 is the weight, 1 is the buoyant force. So now the resultant force is 4. So this is why you feel lighter in water, right? When you jump into water, right, you kind of feel lighter. You kind of just, not to say you float lah, but you can just float easier because of the buoyant force. This is it, right? So can you guys understand? You guys understand? So this is the buoyant force, really easy stuff. You just need to know where your force is going. Buoyant force always goes up. Okay, it's 3D in water, but 2D in the ground. Where got same what? 2D also ma. This is also 2D ma. We are doing everything 2D one. We're doing everything 2D. Anyway, guys, do you have any question? Any of you have any question? Ground cannot up down. Okay lah, can lah, but if you're strong enough lah. Okay, so no question. Okay, guys, let's talk about this buoyant force. All right, if you're a ship captain, okay, if you're a ship captain, do you see these lines here? Do you see these lines here? Do you see these lines here? What are these lines? These are the safety lines that you should follow. You might say, hey, sir, why got so many levels one? Because different seawater has different density. So you have to obey the line. This is the line that you should not go over. That means Malaysia is summer water, right? Because Malaysia is very hot, right? That means this is the maximum limit. You cannot go anything higher, because when you start to load your ship, it will go down and down and down and down, right? This is the maximum level you can carry. Okay, guys, let me ask you something. When your ship overloads, you put too much things on your ship. Let's say your ship maximum can carry 2,000, you put 3,000, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? What happens when you overload a ship? Cannot move. Not really. Not really. Sink? Not really. Guys, let me tell you something. When you overload a ship will not sink. Have you tried go swimming before? You know that polystyrene board, you know the polystyrene board, when you press it down, right, what's going to happen? It will try to fight and go up. When you finally let it go, the thing will come up and flip. So what does it tell you? What does it tell you? A ship that is overloaded, they will not sink, they will capsize. Okay, in Mandarin it's 帆船. Okay, this one will flip. Yes, it will flip. All right, so your ship will capsize. Okay, your cargo ship will capsize. Okay, if this thing capsize, all the things you bought will go into the water. Yay! All your stuff gone. Okay, all your stuff gone. I see you capsize. Okay, which brings me to we better get refund. Okay, which brings me to a story. Okay, here comes. Did you know in Korea, like I think 8 years ago, there was this capsized ferry incident? Any of you heard of it before? Any of you heard of it before? Oh, you have, Shijin? You know what happened? You know what happened? There was a ferry. Yes, the one with the yellow ribbon. Yes. Oh my God. Have you heard of that news? It's called MV Sewol. Oh my God, this is such a serious news. Okay, so what happened was, this is a ferry, right? This is a ferry, right? So the captain kind of overloaded this boat, this ship, and the thing just capsized. Okay, and you know you know what happened? Okay, 4月号, 对, okay, so it cost like 299 deaths. And you know what's the the fucked up part, okay, the fucked up part is it's mostly student. Okay, they are going on a school trip. They are going on a school trip. Then they all died because they couldn't come out. Because when you capsize a ship, right, it's all filled with water. There's no way for you to escape. Okay, here's a more fucked up part. Okay, here's a more fucked up part. The captain escaped. Okay, the captain escaped. Okay, he knew that the ship is going to capsize and he escaped. That's the real fucked up part. And then you know what? You know what? He caused like so many deaths, right? He should be responsible, right? So what happened? Conviction, there's only life sentence. Okay, there's only life sentence. So if you are one of the parents of the student, are you satisfied with this kind of judgment? Are you satisfied with this conviction? Definitely not. All right. So guys, which brings me to this point. Guys, when it comes to corruption, right? When it comes to corruption, here am I coming to spoil your dream? When it comes to corruption, right? Korea is no better than Malaysia. Do you know that? Do you know that? Okay, which brings me to this thing. Okay, do you know what are chaebols? Do you know what are chaebols? Okay, they are the most powerful people in Korea. Okay, all right. Let me just say this first. In Malaysia, right? In Malaysia, right, you can see all kinds of small companies, right? You see small cafes. Okay, like TDC is a small company, right? Right. But in Korea, right? There's very little small and middle enterprise. It's everything controlled by the big corporations. Like for example, Samsung. Guys, do you know how rich Samsung is? Do you know how? Yes, that's Song Joong Ki. Yes, okay. Do you know how he's one of Chaebo's son? That's why he can be a celebrity and he's unscathed. Okay, he can land all those big positions. Do you know why? Because he's one of the Chaebo's son. Okay, and everything is controlled by them. Guys, even the government don't dare to offend them. You know why? Because Samsung is so damn bloody rich. They are responsible for 3% of South Korea's GDP. You know what is GDP? GDP is the sort of like the income of the country per year. 3% comes from Samsung. Okay, you know why? Do you know why? You might think, okay, for you, what is Samsung? You know what is Samsung? For you, what is Samsung? Okay, they sell phones. Right? No. You are very wrong. Samsung is responsible for almost 90% of LCD you use, the screen. Okay, and most chips, the computer chips is produced by Samsung. Yes, okay, the chips are produced by Samsung. What else? Okay, if you're an iPhone user, you say, Samsung sucks. Well, stop using it. Stop using your iPhone because iPhone has Samsung components inside. You cannot run away. All right. Not only that, guys, this is just the beginning. Samsung is responsible for making military equipment. Samsung can make military choppers, they can make tanks, they can make automatic rifles, they can make military drones. Okay, so you don't fuck around with Samsung. Okay, they basically control almost everything. So if let's say I'm one of Samsung chaebol's son, if I do some very fucked up crime in Korea, I will not get taken action by it. Maybe I will I will just go to jail for a few years All right, because they are the daddies of the country. You as the government, you don't dare to offend them. All right, because if they do anything, your country's income will go to the drain. Okay, kill someone and nothing. Yes. Do you know there was a case? I don't know which chaebol was it. They raped a celebrity and the celebrity killed herself, and the case just got closed. The case got closed. Okay, so most of the K-pops we watch, most of the K-drama we watch, they are just products by these chaebols. At the end of the day, they care about money. Okay, this is why your K-pop idols they are treated like shit. Because once you have no more values to them, once you cannot earn money for them, they will kick you away. All right, like I can name a few. Okay, like FX, like Super Junior, EXO. EXO is still around lah. Okay, but those negative ones. Okay, like you see when Girls' Generation, right? When Jessica created that scandal, right? Immediately they kicked her out. Okay, oh, it's Zhang Jia. Yeah. Now, I think now I remember. Okay, I think she killed herself because of this. And you know what? The case got closed. The case got closed. Okay, because in Korea, right? Any case over 10 years, it will be a closed case. You cannot take the case out and do anything about it again. So it's a very fucked up place, guys. Korea is a very fucked up place. Okay. Oh, let me talk about this thing called the Sambong department store. Oh, this is another freaking fucked up case, man, I tell you. Okay, so what is this? Basically, what is this? All right, there was an office building in Korea. All right, there was an office building. So they converted this office building into a shopping center. You know you can't do that, right? Because shopping centers, they are built stronger. Because shopping centers has more people, right? So these people, they couldn't care. They just convert an office building into a shopping center because they want to earn money. All right. And they couldn't care. Guys, do you know office building cannot be shopping centers because the building is not strong enough to tahan so many people. Okay. And then after they did this, right? There were signs, the building is going to collapse. Okay, the building, yes. Oh, wow, you know, okay, it was going to collapse, but they kind of bribed all the officers so that they just hush about it. And one day at around 6 to 7 p.m., which is the prime area, the shopping is full of people, the thing freaking collapsed. Okay, the thing freaking collapsed, and it was a shit storm. Okay, this is what happens when you use an office building as a shopping center. The thing is not strong enough to tahan. So you know how many people died? 502. Okay, 502. Okay, here comes the most fucked up part. You know what happened to the boss? 10-year sentence in prison, later reduced to 7.5 years because he's one of the chaebol. He's one of the chaebol's friend. So you can't do shit. Okay, you can't do shit because they have money. Okay, so it's a very fucked up world we live in, isn't it? So you go and watch this. They have videos about this thing. You can go and watch this thing. But don't say I didn't warn you. Don't say I didn't warn you. It's painful to watch. Okay. Yeah, you can see some. Yeah, exactly. So, like I said lah, it's a very fucked up part lah. Okay. So, this is Malaysia sounds so much better. Hey, not to mention do you know that Koreans, they are very toxic? They're very toxic. If you compare Malaysian netizens, people on the internet to Koreans, oh, it's freaking cute. You know how brutal and how savage the Koreans are? Okay, you know who is Sully? Any of you watch K-pop? FX Sully? Okay. She got bullied by the netizens to the point that she killed herself. She killed herself because of the netizen. Okay, the netizens call her fat, say that she's a cheap woman. Okay, things like that. Okay, and to a point that she killed herself. Okay, it was freaking sad, man. Okay, I can name you a few. I can name you a few, and then there's Guhara from Kara. Also the same thing. Got bullied to killing herself. Okay, she looks cute. For us, she looks cute, right? But for Korean netizen, they just find her ugly. So they attack her to a point that she killed herself. You see? Committed suicide like 3 years ago. Okay, it's a freaking oh, Jonghyun. Shiny guy is Jonghyun. He has depression, the one different. Okay, he has depression, Jonghyun. So guys, be glad that you are not born in such a stressful society. Do you know, guys? Let me put you in perspective. Do you know Korea is a very superficial society? That means if you don't look attractive to them, there is no way for you to be successful in life. You cannot, be promoted in your job. Okay, you will be looked down by people. Okay, you let alone you cannot even get a boyfriend or a girlfriend because they will just think that you're freaking ugly. So this is why plastic surgery in Korea is such a big thing. Okay, do you know that? Do you know that everyone who feels inadequate, they want to get further in their career. I'm sorry, if you don't look a certain way, you either live with it and suck, or you can just go for plastic surgery and make yourself better. This is a must. All right. This is why guys. This is why yes, exactly. I think I told you this before. For every 18-year-old in Korea, their biggest wish is to get a plastic surgery fund from their parents. Okay, because for them, their parents has this mindset thinking that if I didn't give birth to you, if I genetically didn't give you a nice face, I have the responsibility to give you the money to go for plastic surgery. Right? So you see, this is a very fucked up country, right? They judge you for how you look. If you look ugly, then you better die. All right, because you stand no chance. Okay, you will not get, you will not get further, you will not get far in life. That's a given. Okay, so are you glad you're born in Malaysia? Well, I am freaking glad I'm born in Malaysia. Korea is freaking toxic. Yes, their K-drama is awesome, their K-pop is awesome, but underneath that shine, it's all shit. Okay, at least you can get out. Oh, unlike North Korea. Kaylin, I would agree. Okay, not even seen the way that most of, yeah, exactly. Not to mention the gruesome training they have to go through. Not to mention the awful diet they have to go through. South Korea, okay, South Korea. Okay, yes, they can't eat, and you know what's the worst part? The money you earn from selling albums, mostly you are only taking 10%. The company will take 90. Imagine, let's say you are, yes, you work till you collapse. Yes. Imagine you are EXO, you sell albums, right? You make $10 million. You take that one, you are taking home that 1 million. 9 million belongs to the company because they invested in you. Okay, they train you in singing, in dancing, and giving you meals to eat and everything. They give you hostel and everything. So you kind of sell yourself to the company. You are a mule to them. You're a slave to them. Okay, everything lah, SM, YG or whatever, they are all equally bad. Okay, everything is the same. So so you better you if you have the money, I mean, you will sell yourself as slaves to the company lah. Okay. Yes, Feng Yao, how are you? Why are you disconnecting again? Okay. Are you going back to science? I mean, come on, like, it's holiday lah. Okay. Do you want me to listen to me blab about buoyancy for 1 whole hour? Okay. Anyway, so about this idol thing, right? About this idol thing, right? Yes, I'm a big fan of. Okay. Do you know who's the first who caused a shitstorm? It was Dongbang Shinki. Okay, it was Dongbang Shinki. You know TVXQ? Okay, they are like one of the first generation idol. Okay, I started listening to them when I was like 15, and you know what happened? It was originally 5 members. It was originally 5 members. So 3 of them, right, which is Yunsu, Jaejong, and Junsu, right? Okay, 3 of them they left the group. They left the group because they feel that they are being exploited by the company. Oh, they belong to SM Entertainment. Okay, so they had enough, so they quit. And they think that they're very smart. They say they try to come out without being under SM Entertainment, and they want to try to come out with an album on their own. But they didn't know something. The SM Entertainment's boss, he is very well connected. So 3 of them got banned and boycotted all over Korea. Okay, they are not allowed on commercials. They are not allowed to come up with new songs. Basically, no manufacturers would dare to hire them as the ambassador. Okay, basically they are chased out of Korea. Okay, so if you belong to a company, you don't fuck around. Okay, you fuck around and you find out. Okay, you will be targeted and you won't live a life in Korea. I'm sorry to say that. Okay, GOT7 GOT7 is JYP, right? Oh, they left. Okay. So I mean, see, if it's like that, then it's on good terms lah. But TVXQ, they didn't live on good terms. They kind of got into a very big fight with SM. Okay, and I'm sorry to say lah, GOT7 is not as famous as TVXQ. That time, there was only TVXQ. Only TVXQ. And when they brought up SM Entertainment, only Super Junior came out. Okay, so they are the seniors of the Super Junior and Girls' Generation. Okay, I have all kinds of story to share. Okay, it's all kinds of stuff, I tell you. Okay, anyway, let's come back to our capsized ship, shall we? Okay, so this is why you don't overload a ship. Okay, this is why you don't overload a ship, because it will freaking capsize. All right, so be glad that you are in Malaysia. Be glad that you are in Malaysia. You're not in Korea, because it's not a very fun place to be at. All right, do you want to constantly live under people's sight, that thinking that you're not good enough, you don't look good enough? Okay, where's your double eyelid? Why is your face not sharp enough? Okay, why don't you go for plastic surgery? Because of peer pressure, most of your friends are doing plastic surgery. So if you don't do it, you're like kind of out of place. Okay, unless you are pretty like IU or Sandara Park lah. Okay, you know Sandara from 2NE1? Oh, she's pretty. Okay, yeah, the views are too much. Yeah, exactly. You can never please anyone. Okay, no lah, not Steve lah. I just find it. Okay, IU is amazing. Okay, she's amazing. Okay. Anyway, wow, I sound like a simp, don't I? Right. Anyway, guys, this thing, I'll go into this next week, guys. You see, okay, thank you. Okay, you learn this in RBT already. You know what is your liver, your tuas? Okay, tuas kelas pertama. Okay, tuas kelas kedua, and then tuas kelas ketiga. Okay, did you memorize this? Okay, and then what is your fulcrum? What is your beban load? What is your dia? Yes, exactly. You learn this in primary and you learn it in RBT again. So now you're learning it again. Okay, it didn't say kedua ketiga, is it? Since we have RBT over. Well, you're welcome, Kaylin. Okay. Anyway, so this one I'll talk about this next week lah. Huh? All right. So guys, we have like what 2 more minutes. Shit. Okay, let's do some exercise lah. Prettiest according to netizens. I don't really like her though. Yuna's beauty is not really my standard. Okay, I find Taeyeon cuter. Okay. Anyway, so what is this type of force? Okay, let's go to page 10. Okay, this type of force is your elastic force. Okay, elastic force. Yeah, exactly. Okay, it's too perfect. Not my cup of tea. Right, so this is your gravitational force. Or you can say weight. I would accept weight as well. Okay. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Okay. But Irene is like my ultimate bias lah. Irene from Red Velvet. Oh, she's cute. Okay, anyway, so C, identify the types of forces. The force that makes things fall to the ground, that would be your gravitational force. Yeah, she is. She's the ambassador for Prada too. That's cool. Okay, anyway, so number 2, the force that acts on object due to gravity. So you can say weight. It's the same answer. Is it? Oh yeah, she was cuter when she was younger. Okay, so number 3, the force that acts on the surface of an object when it moves against surface of another object. So when you have surface moving against each other, this is your frictional force. Daya-geseran. Okay, can I? Hey, for perspective, Taeyeon is 2 years elder than me. Okay, because I'm 91 or she's 89. So, oh shit, I feel old. I'm the same age as Sohyun. Sohyun is the maknae of Sonyeo-shide. So 91 lor. Oh shit, I'm so old. Okay, so number 4. The force produced by stretching elastic material. So that's your elastic force. Why she looks so young? Sorry, though, I old. Okay. Okay, so number 5. The force produced when an object is in contact with another force. Okay, this is a normal force. Okay. In BM is dianormal. Exact same spelling. Might as well they don't translate. Okay. She got money for beauty plus. Yeah, of course. Okay. Well, they all look 20-something, not gonna lie. So number 6, the upthrust force that acts on object in a floating liquid, that would be your buoyant force. Daya apungan. Okay, so guys, you know what? I think I'm gonna stop here. Nice talking to y'all. Although it's a it's a chit-chatty lesson. I hope you enjoy my lesson. I hope you learned something new today. All right, so guys, I will see you next week. Okay, have a happy Friday. Okay, have a happy weekend. I will see you soon. All right, so take care. Good night. See you. Happy Friday and bye-bye.